Hi everybody, it's Rowan here, Chair at Ramsbottom Running Club. It's been 5 long months now since we last got together and we paused our weekly club sessions. In that time, obviously, we've tried to support our members as best we can through offering a weekly telephone call every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday since lockdown began back in March. We've given people the opportunity to come together and have a chat. Take part in quizzes, bingo, things like that. Anne and Bev have done a brilliant job of creating lots of virtual challenges for people to get involved with. We've launched RRC TV and shared lots of fun and engaging video content. And more recently, we've introduced something for the weekend and the weekly workout to keep people engaged as well. Obviously, we're getting to the point now where, fingers crossed, we're getting a little bit closer to be able to return to our weekly sessions, albeit they might look a little bit different to how you're used to before COVID-19 struck. We're really keen to keep everybody informed as best we can throughout the whole process, explain the process that we followed to get to the point we're at now. So I just thought I'd spend a few minutes just explaining the background and hopefully end with a rather exciting announcement about our return. So in terms of our return to organised activity, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have spotted that for a couple of Tuesdays over the last few weeks, a group of our run leaders have headed out and been carrying out some trial sessions. This is with a view to us learning as much as we possibly can about how our delivery of sessions might work best with certain restrictions in place. And also a chance for our run leaders to gain a little bit of confidence back in terms of managing a group, and particularly managing a group under this specific set of circumstances. So in terms of getting how we've got to that point, first thing we did was to survey our run leaders just to get a feel for how they're feeling, understand their anxieties and any barriers they might have about returning. Encouragingly, our run leaders told us that overwhelmingly they are likely to return and happy to return to delivering sessions. And 87.5% of our run leaders told us that they're likely or very likely to return to volunteering within a month of us resuming organised activity. Obviously, there were some concerns amongst some people, and we've listened carefully to what our run leaders have said, and we followed up that survey with a couple of consultations to get the thoughts of the run leaders, who were obviously critical in terms of our ability to deliver sessions safely. We then surveyed you all, our wider membership, about your likelihood to return, and 93% of you, our members, told us that you would be likely to return when it's safe to return, which is great to hear, and we're really keen to make sure we action that and offer you the opportunity to come back when it's as soon as it's safe to do so. Obviously, that left 7% of our membership who were still a little bit anxious. Some not sure whether they would return or not. Some saying that they would be unlikely or somewhat unlikely to return. And obviously, we need to listen carefully to those reasons as well, and continue to support our members who aren't ready or willing to return just yet. So we're keen to make sure that we do continue to support our members who aren't ready to return. The main concerns that people told us were things like they felt that they'd lost fitness, they'd lost a bit of confidence, they had health concerns and things like that. So we will definitely be continuing our kind of virtual support, if you like, for those who aren't ready to return yet. As I say, we then carried out some consultations with our run leaders and then our club committee to sign off some of those kind of decisions. As part of our process in terms of requirements to return, insurance purposes and things like that, we had to appoint a COVID officer, so somebody who had responsibility for coordinating our plans and ensuring we've considered all of the appropriate things that we need to consider to return safely. Our club secretary, Andrew Fawkes, has been our COVID officer. He's done a really brilliant job of pulling everything together and getting us in a position where hopefully we're nearly ready to relaunch. We, as I say, carried out some trial sessions with our run leaders, acting as the general punters, the participants, as well as leading those sessions. We did a couple of those trial sessions. We learned a load of stuff that we wouldn't have known otherwise, so they are essential that we did that, and puts us in a really strong position, we think, to be able to comfortably manage and cater for people when they do come back. In terms of training, I've personally completed some training which empowers me a little bit more to understand the restrictions and what we need to put in place to return safely. And our run leaders, before we return, will be provided with a short first aid refresher training from Marie McKittrick, who does this for a living. She provides first aid training for people, and that's with a specific slant on how to handle a first aid situation with the current restrictions that are in place. So in terms of where we're at right now, we're really excited to announce that we are aiming to return to organised club activity from next Tuesday, so the 25th of August. It will obviously have some restrictions in place. So what we plan on doing is offering a series of sessions from satellite locations. So we'll have a group meeting here in Ramsbottom, probably a couple of groups here in Ramsbottom, a couple of groups in Helmshire, a couple of groups in Greenmount, Tottington kind of area, and a couple of groups in Bolton. Each group will be limited in terms of its numbers. So there'll be a limit of 5 participants per group, and there'll be one run leader leading each of those groups. We're hoping to offer up an additional walking option as well from here in Ramsbottom. So that makes up to 9 groups in total, with 5 allowed on each group. So our ability will be to cater for 45 people per week. It will be on a booking system, a first come first served booking system, albeit for the first couple of weeks we're going to trial. Priority booking for week 1 will be for people with an odd Ramsbottom Running Club number. So this number here, if you have an odd Ramsbottom Running Club number, you'll receive priority booking for week 1. Week 2 will be priority booking for those with a even Ramsbottom Running Club number. When you book onto those sessions, you will be required to agree to a set of statements. Those statements will also be included, or are already included, in our code of conduct, which is available via our website. We'll send out that code of conduct, and that has, as I say, some specifics to do with COVID-19 in terms of the things that our members must adhere to. And we'll just, as with a lot of these things over the next few weeks, it is still a case of us learning what best works and probably doing some reviews. And there will be a period of learning involved for all of us, but hopefully we've considered all the angles in terms of making it as safe an environment as we possibly can. If there are any questions, if anybody has anything that we've not covered, please do fire them over. Hopefully this is the news that a lot of you have been waiting for. We can't wait to see you all. We're really excited to resume our activity. And if you've got any questions, please do fire them over either in the comments of this video or via email. It's hi@ramsbottomrunningclub.co.uk.